Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me. My shop today is October 6th, and this might be the last day with this radio. My intention today is to do a complete alignment on it. Then we can judge its operational quality, which I think is going to be good, and then that'll be the end of it. Yesterday I got partway through doing the alignment, just a rough alignment, kind of a practice session really. And I realized that I really got it to do this at both ends of the band, and to do that practically I've got to get some kind of indication on the chassis where the radio's tuned when the chassis is out of the cabinet. So as it turns out, two alignment steps are done way up here. One with the radio tuned to 20 megahertz. That's the first step. And then the next step is 15, which is that far away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune this to the 20 megahertz spot. We'll leave it like that. I can do the high frequency band alignment process properly. And then after that, I just realized I've got to do the IF also. Just touch it up a bit. No problem. That's no problem. Prior to turning the video on, I had the radio tuned to 600 down here on the AM band, and I marked that on the chassis. So I don't need the radio to be in the box anymore. I should be able to do everything outside. That's a good idea. Let's just do that. So you can see my 600 mark there. And if I was smart, I would mark where it is right now before I lose track of it. So we're just going to go up the side here, like that. There we go. Very good. Now I have to get a little more equipment operating in here and ready to go, so we can do the alignment. I think everything's done from above. Is it not? Is there anything underneath there? I don't remember seeing anything. Yeah, I think it's all done from on top. Very good. Okay, I'll get everything set up and we'll start. First, recheck the IF, just make sure it's dead on, and then the rest of it. Okay, I think we're ready to start here. First we gotta turn on this guy. So I have a signal generator going over here. It's just below 455 right now. And I have a meter over here. Why is my camera so slow? Why would that be? Not enough light in here. I don't know why my camera's so slow. If anything, there's too much light. You can't see this clearly. Let's try moving this. Let's try banging a microphone there. Sorry about that. Okay, radio. Okay, so no antenna connected to it now. We're just connected to the signal generator. I can barely hear it. So I'm going to set the frequency of the signal generator. Oh, another thing. So yeah, this meter should be on negative. And we should really have this up like that. So it's at 5 volts. Negative voltage brings it upscale. You can see it's just off the 0 here. Let's just check that. Set the 0. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the signal generator frequency. Just bear with me a moment here while I find a better spot for my camera here. I'm going to reach right across in front of it. That's not going to work out. Not going to work out there. So for now, you get to watch this meter. All I'm doing is setting the frequency of the signal generator to 455. Oh, there's no movement on that. Here, let me give it a little more juice here. There it goes. Okay. So we'll set it at 455. That's right here. Good. Okay, now I'm monitoring the AVC voltage. I didn't explain this. You see the yellow clip lead coming out of the radio there. The yellow clip lead goes in and connects just ahead of a 2.2 megohm resistor. So it's on the input side of that resistor, or the diode side of that AVC circuit resistor, big resistor. I think in that position, taking a little bit of power to operate the meter here, it's a very small amount of power, won't upset the radio. And I think we saw that when I did this. It didn't do anything at all. Good. The benefit of that is we actually don't have to listen to the radio to do the alignment. A lot of alignment instructions say put your meter on the speaker. Those are 1940s instructions, meant for guys with 1940s equipment. This is from the 1950s. Okay, we're all set here. Everything is stable. I'm going to turn this up a little bit because I like hearing it. Now we're going to do the IF adjustment and basically repeat what I did. Let me see if I can just get this like this. Just move this over here, like so. Okay, first scan. I'm going to use a larger screwdriver so I have more control. This is a pretty big one. Let's just see if it... Nope, doesn't disturb the radio at all. Okay. A 1.5 volt scale on the meter. This is a test of how good my hearing was yesterday, because I did it by ear yesterday. So this one, perfectly good. Right on the money in this one. Who needs instruments? Right on the money here. This one was just a wee bit out. There we go. Okay, so that's all that was. Pretty good for just doing it with my ear yesterday. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to switch to a 20 megahertz signal coming into the radio. So to get that to happen, the radio's tuned to 20. That's 16. That's 17 actually. That's 17.8. So it looks like the alignment's way off on this. Like, way off. Way off. Can it really be that far off? Just double checking here. Yeah, there's no doubt. The radio is tuned to 20, and I have a mark. It's still on the mark. I haven't touched it. One thing I should do is I should have this on full voltage here while I'm doing this. That's an interesting question. Let's just do the alignment. So the alignment adjustment is going to be the oscillator. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune this down until I hear it. Okay, let me just knock this back a little bit. Now I'm going to change the frequency in the direction that I want to go. So 17.8 right now. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. Now I'm going to adjust the oscillator. That's the way. Okay, and we're going to go up. call this hopscotching. I don't know why, but getting louder. We're at 19.5 here. Uh-oh. So what's happened is we're kind of running out of. That's interesting. Take a look at the AVC meter, and I don't hear anything though. It was the radio got very quiet too. Look at. Triggering some kind of oscillation. So this what's happening there? It could be confused between the image and the non-image. Let's find out the frequency here. That's 17. That's 19.7. I'm going to go down 900. There's nothing down there, so I'm going to go up 900. So that's 20.6. 19.7, and it's louder. So 19.7 is the right one, I think. This is where the instructions didn't seem to add up with. Didn't seem to add up. The instructions say the local oscillator is above the target frequency. Yet the instructions also say you'll find the image 900 below. And 900 below only happens if the local oscillator is also below. Right? If the oscillator is here, if the oscillator is here and the target frequency is here, the image will be here. At the same time, I'm having trouble getting the local oscillator up high enough to be above this. So, conflicting instructions, it would appear as if it's better to have the local oscillator below, up on this high band. So if I'm going to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. I'm going to put the SDR on the screen. We're going to see the oscillator frequency, and I'll be able to do a more certain job of it than right now. So a little break time here, and I'll get that set up. Let's just look at these instructions here again, because the problem is the person doing the alignment back in the day couldn't tell easily whether the local oscillator was above the target frequency or below the target frequency, or the tuned frequency you're after. So, so these instructions are written with that in mind. So, for instance, use a minimum capacity peak if two peaks can be obtained, and this is on C4, the oscillator, the one I'm adjusting. So I could probably think my way through this, but I'm worried if I do, I will still get it backwards, even if I think hard. So that's why I like using the SDR. I don't have to think much. Rock gang slightly, and use maximum capacity peak if two peaks can be obtained with C2. C2 is the antenna adjustment. And you could be two peaks. Okay, don't understand how you get two peaks with C2, but no, I'm not going to argue with them. Check to determine that C4 has been adjusted to the correct peak by tuning to approximately 19 megacycles where a weaker signal should be received. So in this case, they're coming right out and saying the image is below. Yet it right below, oscillator tracks above. Below. Why, I guess it's the repairman's choice. So the repairman's going to go below. We're going to set this below. So now we can make use of the SDR here. Okay, so this is set totally wrong frequency. Let's get it up around 20. Whoops. 20. There's a maximum frequency here. I have to make a change with this SDR, and I hope it's not here. If otherwise I get a lot of weird stuff on the screen. Let's just go with this. Local oscillator, where are you? I'm going to interfere with the oscillator frequency a bit. There. Well, okay. Oh, that's interesting. How come it came back in a different spot? All I was doing was touching the stator on the oscillator capacitor, tuning capacitor. Okay, or did it come back differently? Maybe I'm mistaken. So it's at 20.201 while the radio is tuned to 20. That's no good. We want this to be below now. So we would want it to be 19.545. 19.545, I think. Let's just put that thing there. 19. Whoops. 5. I may have this wrong. 45. Not to worry about it yet. You don't have to get things right off the bat, you know. So what if we add 455 to this? Do we get 20? Yeah. Okay, so this is where we want this line to be. And I'm going to adjust the radio here to do that, to try to do that. Hopefully, tightening this thing down moves it in the right direction. Here we go. Yes, it does. Okay, so this puts the capacitor into a much more normal setting. It was wide open before. It's still not getting there. So I think there's an error in the instructions. That note he put, it's always above. It's not true. It's probably above on the broadcast band. Okay, so the radio is now supposedly tuning in 28 megahertz. Let's find out here. I'm going to set the signal generator to 20. And we should hear it. Oh, you see that meter was pinned over here. Just got a glance of it. Yeah, I didn't use the meter to set that. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. This is hardly a precision radio anyway. So we want this to be 20. And here it come out. Here we go. Does it work? There it is. Right there. Perfect. Good. That's it for this band. That's it. Isn't it? No, there's an antenna adjustment. Right. So we'll use the meter on that. Now first we need the radio to be tuned exactly to the station here. So I'm going to do the tuning here. Oops, and I'm going to watch the meter. Yeah, knocked it off now. Okay, we're watching the oh my gosh. That's it? That can't be it. That's it. What is going on here? What is that? Something funny going on with this radio. So I thought I could hear a voice in that. Yeah, I get freaked out. Sometimes I can hear voices just in noise. Nothing weird about me. I think that's just something that happens. So lots of things moving around on the SDR screen. See them all coming together there? I'm pretty sure this is just an artifact of the SDR. There's only one thing there that's important. That's the tall one. That one. Okay, so what's the story here now? What am I doing? Oh, getting ready to do the antenna. That's right. And we want this to be up maximized. I think maybe tuning the signal generator is a little bit of a better approach because the generator is easier to tune more precisely. Watch the meter. It's not moving at all. Oh, Wait a minute. Wow, this is, what has happened here? What has happened here? So I'm on the 5-volt scale. I tune the signal generator around quite a bit here. That's 19, just above 19. That's supposed to be the weak. This is the 20. Wow, seems like the 19 is stronger. Okay, well right here, right now, I can adjust the antenna. Okay, so I am doing that. Let me get a look at what I'm up to. So I'm just doing that. Got a screwdriver in there. Here we go. Oh, like what is going on here? Like what is that thing on the meter? See, I can understand the meter going up as I come through the. Oh look, this happens on a lot of radios. If you look at the SDR, you'll notice the local oscillator is wandering around. And this might be part of the reason for rocking the tuning. Whoops. Yeah. What is going on? Ooh, screwdriver slipped. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you're looking at the oscillator. As I tune this up, the oscillator gets weaker and weaker. Oh no, it doesn't. It's just the SDR because when the frequency is varying, like when I turn the screw and move the frequency on the SDR, you'll see it drop low while I'm doing it. And it's just the SDR can't calculate fast enough, that's all. If I stop, then it goes up. Okay, tuning the radio a little bit. I don't know what's happening. Anytime I've tried this rock thing, it's worked out for me maybe once. I don't think I'm getting anywhere here. Okay, so that's capacitor tight, loosening off. One peak. And then we get way loose off. We get this thing happening here. So some kind of oscillation coming in. So let me tighten it down again. I'm really not sure what all that was about, but this is really not. Well, I don't know what to think. Anywhere is good. That is good. We'll just declare it. I declare it good. Let's go on the antenna and we'll check across the band. See what we can hear. Did I leave the antenna on? Sounds like it.
Canada, postal code S0K1E0. That address again is
Strange sounding. Let's just keep tuning here a little bit. They're really tricky to tune. Okay, let's move on. That was probably an American transmitter carrying a Canadian program, private transmitter, private program. See the pointer wiggle? It's from the string tipping this back and forth a little bit. It's causing the bottom to wiggle.
The devil, a demonic presence, and this is the most disturbing thing he did. He told his children bedtime stories of people who sold their souls to the devil.
He sold their souls. He sold them. Highest bidder. Yeah, couldn't God have outbidded the devil? I don't understand that. Politics everywhere.
Yep. Communism steals freedom, personal liberties, property, security, and it removes the church and the Bible. You know why it removes the church and the Bible? Because communism is an idea of a secular utopia. Well, where's our utopia? It's found in Revelation. They can't stand Christianity because Christianity promises a new heaven and a new earth.
Oh boy. Lots of things I could say. To bite my tongue. Now, what's that? What's that thing? See that on the SDR thing flying across? I have no idea. Well, this is working really well. Picking up more noise now.
You must put your roots in. That is only for Jews is fatally wrong. In fact, there's only one trick of the devil. I've been saying this for years without realizing. There's only one trick the devil really has, and that is to separate Jesus from his teachings. So to say with C.S. Lewis, very wrongly, C.S. Lewis says...
What was the devil doing before Jesus was on the earth? He had a long time there. Was he doing something? He only had one purpose? Getting a little low on frequency now. We could be picking up images of these signals, especially if they're strong, and it seems like there's a lot of stuff on the radio here. It's the same stuff over and over. Well, over once, actually. Not over and over. I don't expect anything down here. Is that lightning? There's supposed to be a potential thunderstorm here today. Maybe that's lightning we hear in the distance. Okay, well, my assessment of that is, a big thumbs up on that. It's working good. So now we're going to do the same thing for the broadcast band and see how that comes out. Here we go. Broadcast band. No, that's a tone. This is the broadcast band. Oh, that could have led to quite a mess. Okay, and we go back up to the spot here. That's 20 megahertz, and then we just come back a little bit. 1500 right there. Okay, I'm going to just take a little break here. Okay, so we're on the broadcast band. The radio's tuned to 1500. Local oscillator is way off on the SDR, just above my finger here. So let's see what frequency the local oscillator is at right now. Well, I've made my, okay, 1830. So let's think about this. We're tuned to 1500. It should be 1955 is where that should be. 1955. So let me move this down here. I'll put the marker at 1955. this is where we want the local oscillator to be when the radio is tuned to 1500. We want it to be there. Now, two adjustments. Two adjustments. One was the oscillator, and I'm going to have to take a peek here. So, hey, look at this. This is another ham signal coming up right in here, I think. Sounds like this is, whoops, losing control. Uh-oh, something happened. I completely lost it. I should stay focused on what you're doing. So it was I could do the whole thing over again, for crying out loud. So radio's tuned to 1500, 1955 is where we want this to be. We can turn this off. I don't have to listen to that. 1955. That's 455 above 1500. Right. Okay. Now there's two adjustments here. Do I remember which was which? Not really. Need a longer screwdriver. Now, is this going to affect the radio? So as I drop in the screwdriver, we'll take a look at what the radio is doing. The oscillator did not move. What about the other one? No movement in the oscillator. So I think this one is the oscillator adjustment. Sure looks like it. So we want this to go up to here. Whoops. Right here. There's two oscillator adjustments. A high and a low. You know what? I got to look at the instructions here, because I think what we've got two oscillator adjustments, one at the high end, one at the low end, and if I get them backwards, I'll be doing this for a long time. So let's just jump there. I'll just leave the screen the way it is. And we want C10. Oh, at 1500. So I'm at 1500. C9, 9 at 1500, 9, and wouldn't you know, I'm doing the right one, 1500, excuse me, the other one down here, at 600. Okay, okay, let's go back here to the SDR. Good, so now I have to go down to 600, which I marked on the back here. I don't need to use the shop oscillator to do any of this, so just look at the SDR. So now we're tuned to 600, so we should be 1055 is where the local oscillator should be. So it's a little off. So we'll set this to 55, and that's where we want it to be. Now I'll move the other screw. Any sensitivity here? No. Okay. And we'll move this down here, and no doubt the other end has moved a bit too. Hey, it's trying to tune something in. Okay. Now is this correct? 600 plus 455, 1055. Got to be correct. Now we got to go back up to the other end. See what happened up there. So we'll put this on the mark, and then we'll back it off a touch. Not exactly the best way to do this. That I think is 1500. We'll now check the oscillator frequency. And what was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be 1955. So we're just a little bit out here, and frankly it could just be the tuning, just exactly where I got this. I think that's the right spot. We know it will have changed a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust it. to oops, I gotta put this on 55 here. 50. Come on. And 5. That's my left hand, that's why I'm slow there. Here we go. Just a tiny little touch of the capacitor, and it doesn't want to settle on it. There it is. We got it done. I don't think there's any other adjustments at this point. Take this away. We have it hooked up to an antenna. How do I need this guy on? Let me turn him off here. How did we do? We hooked, yes, on it for antenna. That's why I could pick something up before. Radio was working good before. Now hopefully it's more accurate. So picking stuff up like this at the high end of the band, these are all weak stations. You can hear lightning. That's definitely lightning coming.
Nothing. Second out for the Jets.
It's really good reception. 860. Beautiful. It's working beautiful. Excellent. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the weather situation and just see where how far away that lightning was. So bear with me here while I mess up my. Well, let me flip here. Here's the weather that's coming our way. So I'll zoom in here. Oh, this is quite a storm. So really, where I live is right here, and let's make this thing move. It's coming at me. Looks like somewhere down here is gonna come over and hit me. Yeah, rain is coming, and that would explain the thunderstorms. I have another website I really like. It's a lightning website. Let's go check it out. I just type in lightning map, and here it is. This is a very, very interesting map. I use this a lot, and it's actually fun to when the storm gets really close, to watch the sky, light up with lightning, and then see the dots show up here. All these dots are lightning from 10 minutes ago or longer, and the fresh lightning shows up as these colored ones here. I think we go a little closer. This is where it really gets interesting. This is a sound circle. So if you're standing here, you would potentially hear this bolt of lightning right now. So you can see it's all far away from here. These circles get quite large and they fade out. And I've had lightning striking near where I live here, and I've watched the circles and listened, and it doesn't match every time, but it's pretty good. So that's what's happening here. Now what would be interesting, turn the radio up and see if we can match any of this stuff at all. Now, of course, the display is a second or two late. So I'm going to turn the radio up. I'm going to tune off frequency. So we're listening to the atmosphere. We have our atmosphere sensing device here. Let's see if a big pop comes. So this might only detect lightning to ground strikes, and we'd be hearing a lot of cloud-to-cloud lightning. A lot of lightning to ground, cloud to ground. There we go. I don't know. We hear a lot more than we see here. Okay, that's the end of that experiment. Back to the radio here. You still see the AVC reacting to the lightning bolts when they come. Yes, a lightning detector. And a radio too. Fantastic. So that's it for this guy. From here he just goes back in his cabinet. And yeah, I'll put it in the cabinet. We'll take a look at it. Yeah. Let me do that. So on this radio, there was only one original foot left. Now there's none. There's no no original feet left. And there's a nail right there. I'm just gonna pound that in. Hey, where's my hey. Hey. That ought to do the radio lots of good. So one more wrap. Okay, and then we're gonna stick feet on here. So because these screws protrude, and without the feet, they are gonna scratch up whatever you put this radio on, and it's gonna be ugly if you let that happen. These feet aren't exactly the most beautiful things either. Come on. Better that than nothing. Okay, while I was cleaning up the cabinet and polishing it a little bit, oops, the cardboard here just popped right out. So I discovered if you just nail it in properly here, it fits tightly over here and it's not going to come out. It's fine. So that's good. And then we're going to put the knobs back on. And then we're going to play the radio and find out what's going on there. First time. There we are. Okay, I don't want these pushed on so far that they scratch the cabinet. So the cabinet actually came up pretty good with just 5 minutes of cabinet restoration activity on it, and it actually looks fairly good. This is a paint splotch. All good radios have paint on them, usually speckles on the top. That means they've been going through life. Okay, so now I'll put the antenna back on it. Right. There we go. Now the sun was supposed to do something. The sun in the sky was supposed to do something big and bad yesterday. I don't know if it actually did. There's supposed to be a CME crashing into us here. I don't know. Okay, switch off, power on. Let's put the lights down. I have the feeling the light that's in this is really kind of useless, but let's just give it a chance anyway. Maybe we'll turn this one right off. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's only one light, so it's it's not a really great setup. Back on. Now we get the chance to see how well I aligned it. So we're on the broadcast band. Pretty sure that's 590 right there. You see it's actually at 600, but that's good. You can find 590 if it's sitting at 600. Sounds good.
Your first campaign today.
Tone.
At no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com.
Sounds pretty good.
To claim your ad credit today.
CJCL Toronto. You're on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
St. Catharines, that's pretty good.
CFIQ. Listen anytime.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, top of the hour. Everybody's identifying themselves.
News Radio, Toronto.
It's Sunday, October 6th. Good morning.
This is actually 680 at 7.
Here's what's making news this
Maybe I can push the pointer this way.
Around the GTA.
It's the French station? No, it isn't. This is the French. So this is a little ways out. 860, this is more like 910 it's showing up. So a little out. It's impressive. It's more the antenna that's impressive than the radio. Lots of static. The rain is coming. This is kind of weird. 1700 and I'm picking something up. Something way up here. So I think the alignment's getting progressively worse as you move up the dial. It's getting wider and wider. But not bad, no. I mean, it's not perfect, but what does it matter? It's picking up stuff. We're on the shortwave band. At the high end up at 20. Oh, it goes way up. 18.
Never be when this man and
This will be the 16 meter band or 17 megahertz.
And when they tried to introduce me to him, I thought I had known him years ago.
Who? Who did you know?
Got myself into the
Here
shit.
you are again. So that's probably the image and the original. And there's just no, on a radio like this, you just can't.
Was leery, but
With a 450 kilohertz IF, no RF tube at the front, no like pre-selection at all. But you know what? That if you pick up the images just about as strong as a regular signal, what you actually get is twice as much for your money. So you want to go, you know, for an amateur, somebody who's not skilled in this at all, to turn on a radio like this, the images are helpful. This is a church somewhere in the States. The open microphone. Pretty sure that's what that was. This radio's working great. There they are again. See? Two birds, one stone. Double the goodness of the radio if the images come through. So I wonder if I'm picking all this stuff up, it's because of the sun. Generally the sun's not terribly helpful. Now that was actually two separate transmissions of the same program at that time. Pretty sure of that. Bit of backlash in the tuning.
Anyways, it's basically a contradiction in terms. Well, for most Christians, and myself included here, the book of Revelation has been a contradiction. You take almost any Bible, turn to the book of Revelation, and you'll see that this book has one of the longest, if not the longest title of any book in the Bible.
Interesting thing about the history of radio is in the early days when radio was first being commercialized, and there, you know, it's the chicken and egg problem. No one's got a receiver, no one's got a transmitter. Who's going to start this thing up? One of the first sources of programming and one of the first groups to become very interested in utilizing radio transmission technology was churches, because the priest or the pastor in the church realized that with this technology he could expand his flock enormously just by broadcasting it. So in the very early days, some of the earliest consistent broadcasts were coming from churches. Believe me if you dare.
Interpreting. It's for him. You don't get that in Revelation. A revelation. It is not. I'll speak of 21st century readers.
So I have the feeling I've probably aligned this not quite right. I'm not sure though. So this is probably, according to the frequency amount we're reading, 9.3 there. This is the primary.
I mean, it's like reading a foreign.
And unfortunately,
Well, anyway, real we are. It's what the symbols mean.
yeah, I may have made a mistake, but I'm not going to worry about it because you pick lots of stuff up. People grab a radio like this, they're going to buy this radio. Not for me. I don't buy and sell radios, by the way. And we're way down low here. We're not going to get anything down here. Okay. Well, anyway, that's fine. I like tuning radios, so I'm sorry. When the time comes to actually play with them, I get a little more involved. Okay. Well, I think that came out great. Lovely little radio. Too bad about the push buttons, but what do you expect? So thanks a lot for watching the series, and there'll be something else in here next. I'm not sure what. We will see. See ya.